These are some of the most underrated woodworking tools on Amazon. Tools that instantly make your projects cleaner, faster, and way more professional. If you love DIY, you're about to discover your next favorite tool. When you're tearing something apart, control matters as much as power. This 15-inch Wrango flat bar gives you both. The shock-absorbing rubber grip keeps your hands steady and comfortable, even when you're really leaning into stubborn boards. The extra-wide prying edge slides under trim and siding without chewing everything up. Dual nail pullers and that curved gooseneck give you leverage in tight, ugly spots where a hammer just can't reach. It's high-carbon steel, so you're not babying it. This is the bar you throw in for serious demo and everyday prying. If you've ever tried to freehand a rounded corner with a router, you know how easily it goes from nice curve to oops. These aluminum corner radius templates take all the guesswork out. Clamp one on the corner, drop your router bearing against the edge, and you're locked into a perfect radius. Our 10 through our 50, ready to go. The edge stops keep everything from drifting while you work. Because they're aluminum, they're dead accurate and don't melt or warp. It's one of those small upgrades that makes your furniture look instantly more professional. There are times you don't want to drag a miter saw into the room just to cut a piece of quarter round or weather stripping. That's where these GARTOL miter shears come in. You set your angle with the engraved scale, anywhere from 45 degrees to 135 degree. Drop the material into the jaw and squeeze. The SK5 steel blade slices through PVC, trim, softwood, gasket, and shoe molding cleaner than a utility knife ever will. The handle feels solid but not heavy, and the safety lock keeps it closed in the toolbox. For light materials and small jobs, this tool is a huge time saver. When you're laying out cuts on odd shapes, pipes, posts, or edges, this 3D multi-angle ruler earns its keep. It's machined aluminum, so it's light but doesn't flex, and the anodized finish keeps the scales crisp and easy to read. You can quickly mark 45 degrees and 90 degrees lines, check squareness, and wrap around edges to transfer marks on three-dimensional pieces. It breaks down easily for the tool bag, but when it's assembled, it feels solid in your hand. For DIY, cabinetry, and site work, it turns awkward measurements into simple, repeatable marks. When you need real measurements, no guessing, know about a quarter inch. A good digital caliper changes everything. This stainless steel model slides smoothly and reads out to 0.0005 inch or 0.01 millimeters, so you can dial in tight fits and check parts quickly. You can measure outside, inside, depth, and step with one tool, and switch from inch to millimeter to fractions with a single button. The big LCD is easy to read even in a bright shop. It shrugs off dust and grime better than plastic calipers, and the zero button makes relative measurements stupid simple. Clean joinery starts with a clean line, and this Clarke Brothers wheel marking gauge makes that part feel effortless. The brass and steel body has a nice weight, so it registers firmly against the edge of the board. You slide the head to your measurement, reading the laser-engraved metric or imperial scale, and lock it down. The hardened wheel cutter scores a crisp, consistent line with no grain tear out, even on tricky hardwoods. The flat roll stop fence keeps it from rolling off the bench, and with the extra cutters included, you're set for a lot of projects before you ever think about replacements. Finding the exact center of a board shouldn't feel like a math problem. With this Milescraft center finder, you just drop a pencil in the middle hole, slide the tool along the edge, and it gives you a perfect center line. The offset notches are great when you need parallel lines at 1/16 inch increments up to 5/8 inch. It's one of those tools you grab constantly for shelves, turnings, and layout lines. The rare earth magnet lets you stick it to your drill press or tool cart, and the built-in pencil storage means you actually have a pencil when you need one. Sharp edges don't happen by accident, and freehand sharpening can be frustrating. This Saker honing guide takes the wobble out of the process. You clamp your chisel or plane iron, anything from about 0.2 inch to 2.55 wide. Set the projection for your desired angle, and the roller keeps everything locked in as you move across the stone. The off-center roller design works especially well with shorter blades. The all-metal body has enough weight to feel planted without being clumsy. Once you dial in your angles, it becomes a reliable, repeatable way to get razor-sharp edges every time. Stripping finishes, and glue doesn't have to mean clouds of dust and hours of sanding. This 1/2 carbide scraper lets you attack old paint, varnish, and glue with control and serious cutting power. The carbide blade bites cleanly into stubborn material without dulling quickly, and the wide cutting edge covers ground fast. The handle has a textured, easy grip shape with a second-hand ball you can lean on for extra pressure. Because you're scraping, not grinding, you're not chewing up the wood underneath or filling the air with dust. It's a great tool for refinishing and cleanup between glue-ups. Getting dowel joints aligned perfectly by eye is nearly impossible. This self-centering doweling jig takes care of the positioning for you. You adjust the feet to match your board thickness, clamp it over the edge, and drill through the guide bushings. The holes stay vertical and centered, even on long runs. With bushings from 2 mm to 10 mm and included dowel pins in common sizes, you can go from test piece to real project fast. It's aluminum alloy, so it feels solid, not like a toy. Perfect for shelves, panels, and building cabinets with clean, hidden joinery. Cutting narrow strips on a table saw can feel sketchy if you try to sneak your fingers between the blade and fence. This thin Rip Jig solves that by flipping the process. You set the distance from the blade to the jig's roller, not the fence. After the first cut, you slide your board over until it touches the roller and run it through again. The result is a series of identical, safe thin rips without ever crowding the blade. The aluminum body drops into a standard 3/4 inch by 3/8 inch miter slot, and the free-spinning roller keeps stock moving smoothly. If you're used to Western push saws, this 6-inch Japanese pull saw feels surprisingly precise right away. The blade is thin, flexible, and cuts on the pull stroke, which gives you a lot of control with minimal effort. One edge has finer teeth for hardwood, the other for softwood, so you can switch tasks just by flipping the saw. Those hardened, 3-sided ground teeth eat through material cleanly and leave a smooth curve. The compact size makes it perfect for flush cuts, trimming plugs, or working in tight spots. It's a great everyday hand saw for detailed work. A good starter chisel set should feel ready for real work, and this Hurricane kit hits that mark. You get 4 useful sizes: 1/4 inch, 1/2 inch, 3/4 inch, and 1 inch, with beveled edges that handle both paring and light chopping. The CRV steel blades hold an edge well and respond nicely to sharpening. The PVC handles are tough enough for mallet work, but light, so they don't feel clunky in your hand. Each chisel comes with a blade guard, so they're safe to toss in a tool bag. For fitting hinges, cleaning joints, and general woodworking, this set gives you a solid foundation. Getting perfect 90-degree corners is a lot easier when you're not wrestling boards by hand. These WETOLS corner clamps snap onto material from about 3/16 inch to 3/4 inch thick and hold everything square while you drive screws or wait for glue to set. The spring tension is strong enough that the pieces don't drift, but they're still easy to position one-handed. The polyamide body is tough without being heavy, so you can throw all 4 in your tool bag. For boxes, frames, and cabinets, they give you that extra set of hands everyone wishes they had. When you're sanding or routing, it helps to get your workpiece off the bench and locked in place. Rockler's bench cookies do exactly that. You drop 4 under your panel, 1 at each corner, and the high-friction pads grip both the bench and the work, so nothing slides while you're working. That little bit of lift keeps router bits and jigsaw blades from hitting the table and protects finished surfaces from debris. They stack if you need more clearance, and the threaded inserts accept optional risers and accessories. They're simple, but once you use them, you'll reach for them constantly. A number 4 bench plane is a classic smoothing tool, and this Amazon Basics version gives you that experience without a big price tag. The cast iron body has enough mass to ride steadily across the board, and the 2-inch steel blade takes a decent edge once you tune it up. You adjust depth and lateral position with simple screws, dialing in anything from whisper-thin shavings to more aggressive passes. The plastic handle isn't fancy, but it's shaped well and comfortable in use. Set it up properly once, and it's a reliable tool for flattening, smoothing, and refining surfaces. Neat glue-ups are all about control, and this Milescraft Glue Mate bottle really improves that part of the job. The dual-chamber design keeps the flow smooth, so you're not squeezing your hand off trying to get glue out. You can swap between a narrow dowel tip for mortises and holes and a wider biscuit tip for edge joints and slots. The anti-drip design helps keep beads clean and reduces the mess all over your clamps and bench. At 15 ounces, it holds enough glue for serious projects but still feels comfortable to handle and easy to aim along a joint.